everybody, this is Marie and welcome to Marie's Chatty Tarot. Today we are going to chat about financier, Lord, and I'm using that word loosely, Jacob Rothschild. We got news today that he passed away at 87 years old, and I wanted to take a look around this news a bit because I feel like this is a nod or is a signal of sort, and I'm kind of curious to see what the cards wants to share. Now, before we go any further, for those interested, today I'm going to be using the True Heart Intuitive Tarot deck. Pretty cool. It was created by Rachel True, an American actress. I feel like this is so appropriate, this deck, because it has a lot of Mason, Illuminati, the highly weird symbology. Not too heavily, but just enough. So it felt like it was a good deck for today's chat. So there's Rothschild family history is so long, and they're so intricate to our world. But if you had to put a name or a face to the cabal, Rothschild would be one of them. And, you know, this so-called Lord Jacob would be one of the figures that you would have to assign to the cabal. Now, based on their hierarchy, their society, it appears that there's a hierarchy to things. And, hey, I would not be surprised that there would be somebody over him, you know, to direct him into, you know, I think he's a puppet as well, to be honest with you. How much so? I think that's something we may have to discuss in another video. I think specifically to what's going on in Antarctica, I think that might be the missing link, you know, one way of connecting the dots. But regardless, Rothschild, quick preview for people who don't realize how important he is. His family, his great-grandfather, if I remember, poor. I don't even think that story is real. I think a lot of their story may have been fabricated at this point based on research of other elites and based on what I'm finding out. Just research. I haven't checked the cards yet, but intuition pattern is saying that a lot of these people have found a way of changing their history. But the story goes, official Wikipedia, and I'm glossing over a lot of details. Poor family, became banker, had several sons, and then it was like a part of Rothschild Sr.'s will to have each of his sons govern a particular branch, one in Germany, I believe, one in London, and another one in New York. I may be wrong in some of the details, but something to that effect. And then eventually a lot of these people have grown into power to the point that a lot of time they would finance both part of wars. These people have had their hands, these Rothschilds, in so many different governments, corporation. I mean, it goes on and on, to be honest, and their history is pretty steep. But one thing I think to highlight is that after the end of the Ottoman Empire, the League of Nations, which used to be the United Nations at that time, gave control, gave Palestine, gave a particular group a part the right to settle in a region in Palestine. And who was at the forefront of this? It was Rothschild. The Rothschild had a big hand in making this possible. There are interviews and letters to support what I'm saying. So basically, these people have really been involved in world politics. They are the owners of the Federal Reserve. I mean, we can go on and on about this Rothschild. And not good people. After you've done your own research. That's what I found out based on mine. But I urge you to do your own. Again, I skipped over a lot of information. So all of this is that I just want to get a proper vibrational trail of these people. And I kind of want to bring you along with me. So he passed away. Got news of his passing today. I think between you and I that he passed a long time ago. But let's get a baseline. Let's ask the cards a little bit about so-called financier Lord Jacob Rothschild. Let's try to get a baseline about this gentleman. And also, side note, he was involved. He was either through duress or finesse. The Rothschild find a way to get themselves entangled with the royal family in UK. There are evidence to suggest that they either intermarry or they co-opt the royal family at one point and change the royals. Long story, but there's several researchers who've done research that the royal family that we see now is not the real one. The real one belongs to a different branch, a different bloodline. It's a whole thing, but it appears that the Rothschild had a lot to do with that as well. I mean, very fascinating history. I urge you. So again, all this to say, let's get a baseline. Who was financier Lord Jacob Rothschild? Who was he? So for those interested, I'm using the Katina knife spread. So, oops, upside down. I don't do upside down. Two of Cups is the first card. Second card is Prince of Disc. So usually it would be a Knight. Hierophant, recent past. That's a major arcana. Okay. And Seven of Cups. It's usually about disillusion, illusion, and such. Outcome is Queen of Wands, potential outcome. And I'm taking two more cards. Death card, well, that's interesting. Death can be transformation, it can also be actual death. And Nine of Discs. So Nine of Discs, usually independence card. Okay, so we wanted to kind of get a feel about this gentleman. So it looks like he made an agreement. I'm assuming with the good guys. This feels very much that he made an agreement that upon his passing, certain information were to come out about him. Because the prince here, usually the prince in this card is like how do you call it, a knight. So he made an agreement. So right now with the Seven of Cups, present time, Seven of Cups is illusion, dysfunction. So right now they're maintaining a facade, you know. But eventually, slowly, situation, Prince of this, like information is slowly gonna be coming out uh, about him, and that will give people like the opportunity with that kind of this to make their own their own opinion using their discernment, make their own opinion on this gentleman, on the family in general, because there's going to be information that's going to be presented, maybe not now, but very slowly, gradually. Now, the Hierophant in the past is telling me that, you know, usually the Hierophant, it can be about higher education. Can be also about how you express yourself in the physical world. But here, it can also mean, the Vatican, like, structure, conformity, about, being stringent to one way of thinking. So here, this feels more like Cabal-ish. He was very much part of the higher up, people who influence others, because you'd see this Hierophant here, and he has like followers. So he was probably one of the bigwigs that had dominion, you could say, over others. And he kind of did, because a lot of people didn't know who he is, but he affected our lives, the policies, the interest rate, because the Federal Reserve System does not belong to the government. It belongs to them. So we have been making these people rich, and they have been an integral part of our lives. Our money in our wallet, in our bank account, that's their money system. That's their banking system. So, so right now, so basically, yeah, this guy has been impactful, and they have influenced us as a society. Whether it's Western, it doesn't matter. If you're using the fiat money, we have been influenced by these people, that clan, that group, that family, whatever you want to call it. So right now, with the Seven of Cups, illusion. So the facade is going to be maintained. The facade is being maintained, and it was like this financier, this great lord financier, whatever. And I'm pretty sure that the media is doing their spiel about it. But I don't think they'll be able to maintain the illusion for long, because the Queen of Wands is about authenticity. People are waking up. And Queen is not the king, but it's very close to. And it's as if to say a lot of people are aware. A lot of people are waking up, because she's truth, she's authenticity. She's coming to her power. A lot of fire, motivation, drive. And it's also a level of awakening to say that a lot of people are on to these Rothschild. They know, they're familiar of the name for the most part, and they know that, something's afoot, right? Maybe not to the extent that you and I know, but they know that something off. So the Queen of Wands, it's about authenticity. So the truth is going to be coming out. It's going to illuminate, because fire can also illuminate, shed light. And the Death card, so it's going to expose, not only expose, but it's also going to transform the way people think about these people. And I'm pretty sure the financial, because Nine of this is telling me that once they know the truth about the Rothschild in general, people will seek financial sovereignty. They will want to be independent. They will want to be disengaged, because the Nine of this is always about being self-sufficient. So this is pretty cool. I'm going to take 2 more cards. Clarification. So Five of Wands, So 5 of Wands is conflict, but here it feels, uh, possibly that the media will try to play interference. Maybe people are gonna take some time to accept the truth that the Federal Reserve is not part of the government, that it belongs to a family. Same thing with the IRS, and we can go on with a number of other so-called governmental agency that's not even part of the government, that's not even legal. That's another story for another day, but this is gonna create a lot of conflict. It feels more like within the sleepers, people who have not waking up as of yet. This is gonna take a it's gonna create some how you call it, cognitive dissonance, because they won't be able to understand the concept that a group of people are actually not cool and actually want, to eliminate a big group. 6 of Wands. So usually, Six of Wands is it's a beautiful card. It's a card of victory. It's a card of things working out. It's a card that, you know. So I think this card, feels like it's a nod to people who have been aware of the truth, that it's coming out finally, that, you're no longer a conspiracy theorist. You're actually a pattern. How did there's this YouTube channel on Rumble that I follow called, his name is Sarge, and I think his handle is icons something, I forgot. I'll try to remember to put the link in the description box so you can check him out. And I think he calls it pattern recognition specialist. It's not conspiracy theorist, and I really like that term. So it's going to be a nod, and a lot of people are going to be happy that the truth is finally coming out, and that it's vindicating a lot of these people who have been doing the truth, doing the research, and trying to put it out there over the years. So now that we kind of have a feel for this gentleman, the next question that I have is, now that, if this feels a lot like it was a signal of sorts, because I remember in October of last year, 2023, I remember reading that there was an auction that the Rothschild were doing or sponsoring, or they were trying to sell some high items out of their collection at an auction, and it was pretty public. It was making the round on the mainstream media, and I thought it rang a bell in my mind when I saw that. I'm like, huh. And now that I'm thinking back, around that same time in October 2023, there was the EBS that came about, and I know there were this other bank that fell. I think it was Citizen Bank or something. You guys, please comment. And I think there was another one as well, but I know. So there was a few things going on over there. So now again, almost 4 months, 3.5 months afterwards, we're getting this news that he passed away. This feels like a signal. This feels like, a calm, right? Because I had a feeling that a lot of these people have passed away a long time ago, to be honest with you. But I think, like the card suggests, they probably agreed for information to come out about them after their passing. But I think they had to orchestrate the proper time for that information to come out, because, again, not everybody is ready to accept the fact that the U.S. government does not have a banking system. The banking system that we currently use belongs to a family. So we have no control over our money. We don't have a money system. You know, the treasury was collapsed. Um, so can do research about that. But so the next question that I have is, this feels like a signal, like a message of sort. This feels like a calm. So I want to check with the cards and see what's that about, what that message is about. What's the underlying message? So 3 of coins is really about collaboration. 4 of cups, it's about, it can be contemplation or waiting for the right opportunity. 3 of cups, oh wow, that's not a trees here. Usually in the 3 is about celebration, unification. Present is about labor. Seven at present time, and an outcome is 7 of coins. Oh, sorry, 9 of coins. It's an independence card. So I'm seeing this card again. Okay, and then Prince of Sword. Pretty cool. Prince is usually what do you call it? Knight. Here, the Tower card. Sudden. Okay, so we asked the question, what's the underlying message? It feels like a signal of sort. So usually 3 of cups, 3 of coins is about celebration. It's about, not celebration, collaboration, rather, coming together. It can also, and I feel like I have to say this because it's coming strong. Sometimes it could be about a group of people, isolated, that band together. So this feels a lot like they're talking to conspiracy theorists. That band together, isolated from others, and putting information out. And that's interesting. That 4 of Cups feels very much, yeah, now usually 4 of Cups, it can be about not paying attention to surprising opportunities. It could be about apathy. It could be about somebody who's so stuck in their head, not seeing. For example, this gentleman is so focusing on this cup here with the flower underneath and not realizing this entity right there. It could be about opportunity. It could be something right in front of you, but you're so caught up in your own head, right, that you're not even noticing what's about to happen. So it's as if to say, you know, wow, it's a repeat, right? It's saying that, so people who have been paying attention, working together, doing the research, finding information online, all of that, you know, not only they're gonna be putting the information out, but also it's kind of like to say they will notice. They're noticing change. They're noticing patterns. But people who are still kind of sort of asleep, they're not gonna see what's in front of them. And then when the news come out, the tower, they're gonna be shocked. they're gonna be very shocked. And the thing is, I've been seeing this Tower card. I saw this card for a few readings already. The one that I did with Zuckerberg, I also asked this question about, you're gonna have to see the video that I did about Zuckerberg and Bezos dumping their stocks, because I've seen this Tower card as well. Like, it's as if in the next few weeks, months, there's gonna be like a lot of those tower moments. Usually the tower moment is an event that will occur out of nowhere that's gonna really blindside people. I don't know if it's the scare tactic, because the war or whatever. I don't, but it feels kind of sort of like a big event that's really gonna take people sideways. So it's a message, really. So the Three of Cups. Here it feels as if, so usually the Three of Cups is about celebration, coming together, unity. So yeah, this is a message. People who knows are going to see the sign. People who don't, they're going to be caught blindsided. Recent past, Three of Cups. To say that again, it's taking me back to people who have known the research, who have done the grunt work, who are paying attention. It's as if now they can, I'm not saying celebrate, but it feels like this, because it's as if, the lady's about to give birth. Labor, all that hard work is gonna pay off, kind of feel, with that Seven of Discs, because it's about your investment to bear fruit. And it's in the coin card, it takes time, it takes up years, sometimes it takes months, depending on and the investment that you're doing. If it's crop, depending on that type of harvest, it can take a few weeks before it comes to fruition. So again, it's as if something is going to come out, information is going to come out, and that information is going to be like our Independence Day of sort, financially. So it is a message, a calm, this passing, this news, and people who knows. People who don't is going to be caught unaware. And this feels very much so, sorry, related to the financial system. Again, if you have been paying attention for the last few years, you know what's coming down. This, and it feels like it's a new financial system of sort. And that financial system is gonna be to the advantage of the people, we the people. It feels like it's gonna foster, it's gonna promote independence, sovereignty, autonomy, all that in a good bag of chips. So, but there is gonna be a tower moment that's gonna really scare people, that's really gonna blindside people who have not been aware, people who have not been paying attention, and people who have not done the proper preparation to weather that storm. And the information is going to be coming out, obviously, with that prince. So I'm going to take two cards. Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is usually agreement. It could be arrangement, but most of the time, marriage. But here it feels like an agreement. To change things around. So this feels like very like white hat, good guys type of feel. Yeah, like I said, things are gonna, there's like a very white hat feels to it, that things are gonna change and flip. Fortune is gonna change for the better. But the Tower and the Fortune, very sudden, There's going to be a lot of scare, a lot of devastation, but things will flip over his head. It's going to change a fortune for the better. So yes, it's going to be a period of a discomfort, obviously, but things will work out in the long run. Ultimately, it's for the good of humanity with that 9 of coins that is gonna foster autonomy, independence. So this is something to hold on to when things get a little crazy. So that's the message. So I think it kind of is consistent, guys. If you saw the video that I did about the Zuckerberg, the outage, all of that. So there's a pattern here if you look at the cards. So I guess a question, the final question to ask is, would the truth come out about the Rothschild family come out before the end of this year? Would it come out to mass consciousness before the end of this year? And when I mean the end of this year, I'm talking about December 2024, because as you know, we're not navigating under the right calendar. The new year is actually April 1st, but that's another story for another day. But let's ask the cards if the truth about the Rothschild will be coming out to mass consciousness before the end of December 2024. I'm sorry. I know I cough at every my videos, but I'm allergic to sage. But I still need sage to smudge. Sorry. Okay, so there's the truth about the Rothschild. It's gonna hit mass consciousness before December 2024. So that's the question. 2 of Wands. It's about contemplation. The Emperor is usually law and order, or the Alliance, judgment, recent past. So those 2 cards are major arcana, so that's pretty interesting. King of Swords, present. The Moon card, potential outcome. The World. That's a lot of major arcana. And 5, a disc. So that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna start with the past. So recent past is the Judgment card. So we asked the question, is the truth about the Rothschilds gonna hit mass consciousness before the end of this year, before December 2024? So the card, with the Judgment card, that tells me that that family have been given judgment, their due judgment. So chances are there may not be around. So the judgment is about an awakening, and it could be actual judgment. Here it feels more like judgment, like they got judged and you know, off with your head kind of thing. The King of Swords. So the King of Swords can be about truth information coming out, and this feels like there can be a figure, a gentleman that's gonna come out. This feels like a gentleman that's probably gonna come out, somebody that people trust, people is credible, is gonna come out with information about these people. But it doesn't look like For and that King of Swords, so this is King of Swords is present time, but that King of Swords also feel like we already have more than we know. It's just not, it's already in the consciousness, because there's no higher than the king. It's already out there. It's just people that needs to know, or that bothers to know, knows. However, the mass consciousness thing, that moon card as an outcome is telling me that they're not yet. They're gonna proceed with caution, because moon is about secrecy, moon is about mystery, and moon is about proceeding with cautious, and that it's gonna be dark before it gets light. So the truth about that family is gonna remain hidden for now. It's not going to hit mass consciousness. You're not going to see it on mainstream media. You're not going to see about their dealings, what they've been doing in the background, how deep they've been involved in every aspect of people's lives. So that particular information is still going to be in the dark. So that's interesting. So that answer is, then the Two of Wands. So usually the Two of Wands is about, from a safe distance, shifting, looking ahead. You know, somebody thinking about starting something new. So it's as if to say, and the world underneath. So that tells me that there's a shift of somehow, so that we're moving toward a different phase. Collectively, we've decided that the way that we're living right now, it's not it. Because everywhere on social media, you see people complaining about rent, mortgages, car notes. It goes on and on. So this is, it's as if to say people are looking for different alternative, different way to live. Because with that World card, every time you see a World card, it's an ending. It's not sustainable. The Emperor is telling me, usually the Emperor is the alliance for me. It could be law and order. So most it's the alliance. It's as if, so alliance and the Five of Discs. Usually five of, it's about loss somehow. It's as if to say, the truth about these people, the Rothschild and their kins, are not going to be coming out, also because the White Hats or the Alliance, whoever you want to, that Five of this is coming across like, usually Five of this is about loss in power, loss in money, loss in resources, it feels as if they've lost so much, like a great deal, dealing with these people, and that they're gonna need some time to, I don't want to say regroup, but it's as if it was such a long drawn battle of sort, the cleanup. the truth about them may not be coming right away because of the extent of the loss. Because here it doesn't necessarily mean financial. It could be about human life. You know, they had to go to war with these people. These people had resources, possibly technology and all that and the above. So it really, it might take a while before they come to that topic and put it out there. That's kind of sort of what it feels like. I'm gonna take 2 cards. Prince of Disc. So yeah, information is gonna be coming out, but very slowly. Very slowly. 7 of Swords. They're gonna try to be as careful as possible how they explain it, because a lot of people, again, cognitive dissonance, they're not gonna get it. So they're gonna try to be as careful as possible to explain the concept of money, how people were brainwashed, all of that. So that's why they're gonna take their time to disclose about the Rothschild. It's not gonna be done before the end of this year. It looks like it's gonna be like an ongoing process, slow process, because a lot of people are not gonna get it, and they're gonna have to be very careful. And also because the loss, but here now that it feels like the loss that these people have caused. So they have these Rothschild allegedly have caused. So they have to be very cautious how they use their word, how they put their information out there, because they don't want people to hunt them down, kind of, sort of. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of this video. Please feel free to share, like, and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are so awesome. The things you learn, the things the cards chat about, right? Always amazed. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm grateful that you guys are with me on this journey. And I'll see you in the next one. Much love and blessings. Bye.